Hi. So, game theory is at the top of strategic decision making in almost all fields nowadays. Hotel pricing is one such interesting application. Hotel room pricing is an area that requires daily strategic planning. In the age of OTAs, online exposure, easy access to information, and increasing cutthroat competition, hotels are increasingly taking to pricing yield management as practiced traditionally in the airline industry. In the hotel industry, yield management was started by hotel giants like Marriott. However, even smaller hotels are adopting such practices nowadays. So, irrespective of the size of the hotels, setting room prices is easily becoming a key component of the hotel's success. Could game theory be your secret weapon for setting room prices? So let's explore how game theory can help you make strategic pricing decisions. Let's first try and understand the strategy behind hotel room pricing. So setting room prices is a critical decision, as in room pricing affects not just the daily revenue but also the market positioning of a hotel. It helps a potential customer weigh a given hotel against its competition, as pricing represents a specific market positioning. Customers often choose hotels based on the segment a price positioning reflects, and therefore setting pricing for a specific market restricts a hotel's ability to go high or low in terms of the pricing level. So this makes room pricing even more challenging. Now, game theory helps calculate the payoffs between two hotels in terms of their strategic decisions. So game theory, with its strong cognitive basis, scientific and analytical approach, and room for practical day-to-day decision making and comparative evaluation of the strategic moves, it can help us assess the relative value of the decisions vis-a-vis an adversary or a competition. So in this case, let's consider two hotels, A and B. This is to demonstrate how game theory can help achieve competitive pricing decisions. So we consider the hotels A and B and examine a comparative decision-making scenario on a per night basis. Okay. So what are the assumptions for our study? So first of all, we assume the room rates. So let's assume the hotels have a high pricing level at $150 per night, and a low price would be $100 per night. In terms of the occupancy rates, at the high price, a hotel would do 60% occupancy, and at the low price, let's say, it will do 80% occupancy. In terms of the number of rooms, we assume both hotels have 100 rooms, so equal capacity. In terms of the operational costs, let's assume the hotel will do $50 per room per night in the given market. Okay, so there can be several different scenarios because there are two variables. One is the number of hotels. That is, we have two hotels, A and B, right? And we have two decision variables, that is, they can either increase the prices or lower the prices. So 2 multiplied by 2, so there will be 2 into 4 scenarios. So the first scenario would be wherein both the hotels set higher prices, like high prices of $150. In terms of the revenue per hotel, the occupancy in this case would be 60%, that is 60 rooms. So the revenue would come to 60 multiplied by $150, that is $9,000. In terms of the costs, 60 rooms would incur a cost of $3,000 at $50 per room. And the profit would come to 9,000 minus 3,000, that is $6,000 for both the hotels. So both hotels set high prices and both hotels make a profit of $6,000. Okay, the next scenario would be where both the hotels A and B set low prices at $100. So let's see, the revenue per hotel in this case at 80% occupancy would be $8,000, and the costs would be at 80 rooms $50 per room, $4,000, So the profit per hotel in this case would be $4,000. That is, both the hotels set low prices, they make $4,000 per night each, as opposed to $6,000 if they increase, they set higher prices of $150. Okay, so there is another scenario wherein hotel A would price itself higher at $150, whereas hotel B in this case now prices itself at $100. Hotel A performance in terms of occupancy would be 40%, assuming that some of the guests will prefer the cheaper option. They'll go to hotel B, not hotel A. And in terms of the revenue, this hotel would do $6,000 with 40 rooms and $150 pricing. The cost it would incur would be $2,000 at $50 per room, and the profit it will do will be $4,000 in this case. So $150 pricing and $4,000 profit for hotel A. Whereas hotel B, that prices itself at $100, it will do an occupancy of 90%, 90 rooms, and as it will attract more guests, it will lower price. The revenue it will do would be $9,000, and the cost it would incur would come to $4,500, whereas the profits would be $4,500. So as you can see, hotel B is doing a higher profit at lower price, whereas hotel A is doing a low profit at higher price. There could be another scenario which is just the opposite of this one, wherein hotel A prices itself lower at $100, whereas B prices itself at $150, and hotel A would do a revenue of $9,000, whereas it'll incur the cost of $4,500 and do a profit of $4,500. Just the opposite, hotel B has an occupancy of 40% and a revenue of $6,000. A cost it would incur would be $2,000, and therefore it will be doing a profit of $4,000. As we can see, this is just the opposite scenario, wherein hotel A is pricing itself lower, getting a higher profit. Hotel B is pricing itself higher and getting a lower profit. Now, all these scenarios and the entire calculation can be summed up in the payoff matrix shown right here. And if both the hotels cooperate, they stand to gain and achieve higher profits. So this first box right here, this shows that both the hotels, if they cooperate, they stand to gain and they make higher profits. And whereas if one reduces the prices, the other ends up with low profit, and if both cut the prices, both end up with low income. So both the non-cooperative situations, this one and this one, these are non-cooperative situations. They can lead to a price war. Eventually, this kind of situation wherein both have to price lower, and so what really happens is that as one hotel can reduce the price on a given day, this will prompt the other to go low on the other. So the next day, the first hotel may reduce the price further, and this will start a vicious cycle. This will just go on. One day you reduce the prices, the other day I reduce the prices, and it will set a bad precedent in the market. Okay. So now overall, the game theory can help us strategically decide the pricing level that can yield the greatest revenue and profitability under a given competitive situation. It can help us see all the possible decision outcome scenarios at a glance for a quick and accurate pricing decision. So folks, that's it for now. Do come back for more on game theory, applications, and much more. If you liked this video, do hit the like button, subscribe to the video, and also press the bell icon for more such videos. Thank you.